Welcome to the world of 6 Days in Fallujah, a game that aims to provide a realistic and immersive experience of one of the most controversial battles of the Iraq War. Developed by Highwire Games, 6 Days in Fallujah has been in development for several years and has generated a significant amount of controversy due to its subject matter. In this review, we'll take a closer look at the game's history, gameplay, graphics, and more to determine whether it's worth your time and attention. 6 Days in Fallujah is a tactical first-person shooter that was originally announced in 2009 by Atomic Games. The game was intended to provide a realistic depiction of the Second Battle of Fallujah, which took place in 2004 during the Iraq War. However, the game was met with controversy and was eventually cancelled due to its controversial subject matter. In 2021, Highwire Games announced that they had acquired the rights to 6 Days in Fallujah and were redeveloping the game from scratch. The new version of the game aims to provide a more nuanced and respectful portrayal of the events of the battle, taking into account the perspectives of both American and Iraqi soldiers. 6 Days in Fallujah is based on the real-life events of the Second Battle of Fallujah, which was one of the bloodiest battles of the Iraq War. The game aims to provide a realistic and immersive experience of the battle, allowing players to experience the challenges and horrors faced by soldiers on both sides of the conflict. 6 Days in Fallujah features tactical first-person shooter gameplay, with players taking on the role of a soldier fighting in the Battle of Fallujah. The game focuses on realistic depictions of combat, with players having to use tactics and strategy to overcome enemy forces. The game also features a moral choice system, where players must make decisions that can impact the outcome of the game. The graphics in 6 Days in Fallujah are impressive, with detailed environments and character models that help to bring the Battle of Fallujah to life. The game's music is also well done, with a score that helps to create a tense and immersive atmosphere. 6 Days in Fallujah aims to create a tense and immersive atmosphere that accurately captures the chaos and brutality of the Battle of Fallujah. The game's realistic graphics and sound design help to create a sense of realism that draws players into the game world. As a fan of realistic military shooters, I was eager to see what 6 Days in Fallujah had to offer. While the game certainly delivers in terms of realism and atmosphere, I found that it fell short in terms of gameplay and story. The game's moral choice system felt tacked on and didn't have much impact on the overall experience, and the gameplay itself felt repetitive and uninspired. Pros: realistic depiction. 6 Days in Fallujah aims to provide a realistic and immersive depiction of the Second Battle of Fallujah, offering players a glimpse into the challenges and horrors faced by soldiers during the conflict. Impressive graphics. The game features impressive graphics that help to bring the Battle of Fallujah to life, with detailed environments and character models that add to the game's realism. Sound design. The game's sound design is top-notch, with a score that helps to create a tense and immersive atmosphere, further enhancing the player's experience. Atmosphere. 6 Days in Fallujah excels in creating a tense and immersive atmosphere that accurately captures the chaos and brutality of the Battle of Fallujah, drawing players into the game world. Unique perspective. The game offers a unique perspective on the events of the Battle of Fallujah, allowing players to experience the conflict from the point of view of both American and Iraqi soldiers. Cons. Controversial subject matter. 6 Days in Fallujah's depiction of the Iraq War and the Second Battle of Fallujah is controversial and may be off-putting to some players, particularly those with strong opinions on the conflict. Repetitive gameplay. Some players may find the gameplay in 6 Days in Fallujah to be repetitive, with similar tasks and objectives repeating throughout the game, leading to a feeling of monotony. Moral choice system. The game's moral choice system, while an interesting addition, feels tacked on and doesn't have much impact on the overall experience, detracting from the game's immersion. Lack of innovation. 6 Days in Fallujah doesn't offer much in terms of innovation over other military shooters, sticking to a fairly standard formula that may feel stale to some players. Limited appeal. Due to its controversial subject matter and realistic depiction of war, 6 Days in Fallujah may have limited appeal to a mainstream audience, potentially limiting its player base. 6 Days in Fallujah is a game that aims to provide a realistic and immersive experience of one of the most controversial battles of the Iraq War. While the game certainly succeeds in terms of atmosphere and realism, it falls short in terms of gameplay and story. Ultimately, whether or not you enjoy 6 Days in Fallujah will depend on your tolerance for its controversial subject matter and your interest in realistic military shooters.